Welcome to the continuation of our series, Celebrities' Last Words, and this is the part 2. American actor Desi Arnaz's final words, which were said to his good friend and ex-wife Lucille Ball. She said Desi said the following kind-hearted words to her before hanging up. "I love you too, honey. Good luck with your show." He is best remembered for his role as Ricky Ricardo on the American television series sitcom I Love Lucy, starring with Lucille Ball, to whom he was married at the time. Arnaz was also internationally renowned for leading in his Latin music band, the Desi Arnaz Orchestra. Arnaz was a regular smoker for much of his life and often smoked cigarettes on the set, as well as on camera in I Love Lucy. He smoked Cuban cigars into his 60s. Arnaz was diagnosed with lung cancer in 1986. He died several months later on December 2nd, 1986, at the age of 69. Lucille Ball telephoned him 2 days before he died. Tom Petty was an American singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, record producer, and actor. He was the lead singer of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, formed in 1976. Petty recorded a number of hit singles with the Heartbreakers and as a solo artist. In his career, he sold more than 80 million records worldwide, making him one of the best-selling music artists of all time. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2001. Petty was found unconscious at his home, not breathing and in full cardiac arrest, early in the morning of 2nd of October 2017. He was taken to the UCLA Medical Center in Santa Monica, California, where he died at 8:40 p.m. that evening. On January 19, 2018, the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner Coroner announced that Petty had died from an accidental overdose of prescription pain medication. Petty's family revealed that he had suffered from multiple medical problems. Those medical problems included emphysema, knee difficulties, and a hip fracture that occurred on Petty's final tour. Tom's final words at a performance before playing his hit song, American Girl, was, "We love you dearly. I want to thank you for 40 years of a really great time. We're almost out of time. We got time for these right here." Hugh Hefner was an American businessman, magazine publisher, and playboy. He was the founder of Playboy and editor-in-chief of the magazine, which he founded in 1953. He was also the chief creative officer of Playboy Enterprises, which is the publishing group that operates the magazine. An advocate of sexual liberation and freedom of expression, Hefner was a political activist and philanthropist in several other causes and public issues. Hefner died at his home in Holmby Hills, Los Angeles, California, on September 27, 2017, at the age of 91. According to his death certificate, the 91-year-old passed away after going into cardiac arrest and suffering from respiratory failure. The certificate also notes that Hefner suffered from a recent bout of E. coli and septicemia, which is a severe blood infection, listing them as contributing factors to his declining health and eventual passing. In his last interview before death, he stated, "It's nice to look back on very sweet moments," Hefner told People magazine. "I just think I'm very, very blessed." "I'm losing" were the final last words of iconic singer Frank Sinatra, according to one of the nurses by his bedside. Sinatra died with his wife at his side at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles on May 14, 1998, aged 82. after suffering a severe heart attack. Sinatra suffered from ill health during the last few years of his life and was frequently hospitalized for heart and breathing problems, high blood pressure, pneumonia, and bladder cancer. He was further diagnosed as suffering from dementia. His close friends, Gilly Rizzo and Jimmy Van Heusen, are buried nearby. The words, "The best is yet to come," plus "beloved husband and father," are imprinted on Sinatra's grave marker. Significant increases in sales worldwide were reported by Billboard in the month of his death. Actor Ryan Dunn's final words were, "Stopping for a beer, be there when I can." That was Dunn's last text to fellow actor Bam Margera before his crash. On June 20, 2011, Dunn and Zachary Hartwell, a production assistant on Jackass No. 2, were killed when Dunn's Porsche 911 GT3 veered off the road, hit a tree, and burst into flames in West Goshen Township, Chester County, Pennsylvania. Dunn was 34 years old. He was buried at Highland Drive Cemetery, Brecksville, Ohio. Dunn is remembered by friends and fans alike as the go-to guy for outrageous stunts that even such stalwarts as Stephen O weren't willing to try, and the kind of guy who will do anything for a friend, gaining the nickname Random Hero. Many celebrities expressed their grief and condolences on Twitter, including Sofia Coppola, Tom Green, Carrie Hart, Dwayne Johnson, Tony Hawk, and his Jackass cast members. Actor Paul Walker's last words were, "We will be back in 5 minutes." This was said to Jim Thorpe, an engineer at the charity event where Walker was raising money for typhoon victims. On November 30th, 2013, Walker and Roger Roders left the charity event in Roders' red 2005 Porsche Carrera GT. The car crashed into a concrete lamppost and 2 trees on Hercules Street in a 45 miles per hour speed zone near Kelly Johnson Parkway in Valencia, Santa Clarita, California, after which the vehicle burst into flames. Authorities determined that Roders was driving the car while Walker was the passenger. The LA County Sheriff's Department declared both victims dead at the scene. Roders died of multiple traumatic injuries, while Walker died from the combined effects of traumatic and thermal trauma, according to the LA County Coroner's Office. Both of their bodies were burned beyond recognition. The first police officer at the scene of rap artist Tupac Shakur's 1996 drive-by murder has revealed the last words spoken by the late rap legend, and they are not exactly peaceful. "He looked at me, and he took a breath to get the words out, and he opened his mouth," says Chris Carroll, a retired sergeant with the LA Metropolitan Police Department. And the words came out. "F*** you." Shakur was shot multiple times on September 7, 1996. After leaving a boxing match with former Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight, the rapper and his bodyguards got into a scuffle with 21-year-old Crips gang member Orlando Anderson in the lobby of the MGM Grand Casino. Carroll, who worked with the city's bike patrol unit, had also been watching the same Mike Tyson fight, but was unaware of the brawl taking place in the lobby. Fashion designer Coco Chanel's last words were, "You see, this is how you die." Chanel was 87 years old, tired, and ailing. She carried out her usual routine of preparing the spring catalogue. She had gone for a long drive the afternoon of Saturday, January 9th. Soon after, feeling ill, she went to bed early. She died on Sunday, January 10th, 1971, at the Hotel Ritz, where she had resided for more than 30 years. Her funeral was held at the Église de la Madeleine. Her fashion models occupied the first seats during the ceremony, and her coffin was covered with white flowers, camellias, gardenias, orchids, azaleas, and a few red roses. Her grave is located in Bois de Vaux, Cemetery, Lausanne, Switzerland, and it was one of the most prestigious burials in the world. American actor James Dean's final words were, "That guy's gotta stop. He'll see us." This was said to his friend, Rolf Wuthering, moments before the car crash that killed Dean. As his group of friends traveled to an event via US Route 466, which is currently SR33, at approximately 5:15 p.m., a 1950 Ford Tudor was passing through an intersection while turning ahead of the Dean's Porsche. Dean, unable to stop in time, slammed into the driver's side of the Ford, resulting in Dean's car bouncing across the pavement onto the side of the highway. Dean's passenger, Wuthering, was thrown from the Porsche, while Dean was trapped in the car and sustained numerous fatal injuries, including a broken neck. The driver of the Ford, Donald Turnipseed, exited his damaged vehicle with minor injuries. The accident was witnessed by a number of passers-by who stopped to help. A woman with nursing experience attended to Dean and detected a weak pulse, but death appeared to have been instantaneous. Dean was pronounced dead on arrival shortly after he arrived by ambulance at the Paso Robles War Memorial Hospital at 6:20 p.m. David Bowie was an English singer, songwriter, and actor. He was a leading figure in popular music for over 5 decades, acclaimed by critics and fellow musicians for his innovative work. His career was marked by reinvention and visual presentation, his music and stagecraft significantly influencing popular music. On January 10, 2016, 2 days after his 69th birthday and the release of the album Black Star, Bowie died from liver cancer in his New York City apartment. He had been diagnosed 18 months earlier but had not made the news of his illness public. The Belgian theatre director Ivo van Hove, who had worked with the singer on his off-Broadway musical Lazarus, explained that Bowie was unable to attend rehearsals due to the progression of the disease. He noted that Bowie had kept working during the illness. According to a speech given by longtime friend and actor Gary Oldman, his final words were, "Music has been my doorway of perception and the house that I live in." Mother, I'm going to get my things and get out of this house. Father hates me and I'm never coming back. Singer Marvin Gaye said just moments before his father shot him. At around 12:38 p.m. on April 1st, 1984, while Gaye was talking with his mother, his father Marvin Gaye Sr. shot Gaye twice, in the heart and on his left shoulder respectively. The latter shot taken at point-blank range. The first shot proved to be fatal. Gaye was pronounced dead at 1:01 p.m. after his body arrived at California Hospital Medical Center. Minutes earlier, the two men were involved in a physical altercation after Gaye intervened in an argument between his parents. After Gaye's funeral, his body was cremated at Forest Lawn Memorial Park at the Hollywood Hills. His ashes were later scattered at the Pacific Ocean. Initially charged with first-degree murder, Gaye Sr.'s charges dropped to voluntary manslaughter following a diagnosis of a brain tumor and Gaye's autopsy revealing the singer had drugs in his system. Marvin Gaye Sr. was later sentenced to a suspended 6-year sentence and probation. He died at a nursing home in 1998. Winding up our part 2 of this video series is singer Barry White. His last words were, "Leave me alone, I am fine." White was overweight for most of his adult life, weighing 375 pounds and suffered from related health problems. In October 1995, he was admitted to a hospital as a result of high blood pressure. In August 1999, White was forced to cancel approximately a month's worth of tour dates owing to exhaustion, high blood pressure, and a hectic schedule. In September 2002, he was hospitalized with kidney failure attributed to chronic diabetes mellitus and high blood pressure. While undergoing dialysis and awaiting a kidney transplant in May 2003, he suffered a severe stroke, which forced him to retire from public life. At around 9:30 a.m. on July 4th, 2003, 29 years to the day after he married Glodin, White died at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in LA at the age of 58. His remains were cremated and the ashes were scattered by his family off the California core. Check out part 3 of this video series and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications.